I don't remember the exact instance, but I finally was just like, God, I am going to be content being single if that's what you want for me, for however long that is. Maybe you don't have a wife in mind for me, but I'm going to stop chasing so hard. That was kind of the conclusion I came to. And then it could not have been, I don't think it was even 3 months later before Emily and her family started attending the church where I was going.
Hello. Welcome to Work Hard. We are not pastors. We are not accountants. We are not financial advisors. We are not lawyers. We're not doctors. All right? Now, leave your pearls firmly on your desk or don't come at all, baby. No clutching here. The show is aimed at locker room talking young guys. It is aimed at your sons, older women. There's a whole world that they live in that you don't see, and I guarantee you cannot understand. So if you do intend to listen, please extend to us some charity as you hear things you're not used to hearing, which is just kind of a way of speaking, a tenor of talk, a tone of voice, some vernacular you might not know that your sweet, sweet baby boy uses the minute he gets into his truck. So just look out for that. We don't intend to upset you. What we do intend to do is be attractive to guys that look and talk like me.
But not in a sinful way.
Not in a sinful way.
Not in a blasphemous way.
Yes.
Not in a truly crass or depraved way.
Yeah.
Just a different vernacular.
Yeah. So that's the disclaimer. Just, turn it off. If you're going to get upset, if you hear whatever, just, you're an adult. Do what you got to do. All right. Bye. See you in a second.
Welcome to Work Hard. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Jason.
Now this is podcasting.
Hello, boys and girls of the world. Look behind you. This is what I'm staring at the entire time we're recording.
Just this weird Yoda face.
Yeah. I get lost in its eyes.
That's
constantly.
why you make that face.
Yeah.
Whenever Ethan loses his train of thought, and I only just now found this out. This is lore.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the show The Mandalorian because my little brother painted whatever the little Yoda thing is. Is it called Gubbus? What's his name?
It's something with a G.
Goobus?
No, it's not that. It's not Goobus.
Gunt?
Are you going to keep on guessing until...
Gooby?
I didn't think this was that important, but I guess we're looking this up.
Let's look it up. What is the little...
It's Grogu.
Grogu.
Got it before the internet.
What is the little... Okay, I'll just trust you.
Whose mind is faster than the internet? This guy. Who's got two thumbs and a mind faster than the internet?
Welcome to Work Hard, everybody.
The 90s called and it wants its joke back.
Yes, it does. And I don't want it anywhere close to me, so please return it as quickly as possible. I'm kidding.
Well, it's in the past now.
It is.
Where it can't hurt us. Said no therapist ever.
Yeah. The
Stop staring at Grogu.
I can't do. I got to turn it around.
We're gonna restart a third time. No, we're keeping this.
We're keeping this one in.
Oh, it's a small one. I thought you were gonna have to. I thought it was peeking up above all those others.
No. It's just like a little guy. It's a little guy. Okay. We did it. All right, guys. Welcome to the chaos. We are here today.
This is more fun. This kind of podcasting.
This is more fun, and we are having fun. Speaking of having fun, have you seen what's been going on down south of the border?
Are you talking about like
The U.S.
strikes
has been
being called?
straight up nuking Mexican guys.
Oh,
It's not nuking them, obviously, and they're Venezuelan, not Mexican, I think. But it's been pretty crazy. I don't really pay too much attention to it because I've been streaming
I
so
see
much.
titles here and there, but I
Yeah.
don't delve into
I
it.
watched a video of like, because I don't know how people acquire the videos, but there's like the video of the strike from the AC-130, and they're like, "Dut, dut, 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 dut," and you watch the guy.
It's all AI.
It probably is. Yeah. It probably is all AI.
I don't know how they get these videos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you watch them.
How does this Indian guy on X have this video?
It's yeah, it probably isn't. Jeez, the internet's just so fake.
I just ruined it.
I know. I wanted
Ethan's
to talk
like, apparently
about
we're not even attacking Venezuela.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about watching a drug dealer get burst like a grape by like a gigantic round.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. Watching those, but it's all heat, thermal.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's not like
Okay.
it's not. I mean, you can tell that the liquid that's
person
all over the ground now
is
is blood.
Yeah.
but it's white. So it's not like
Gotcha. It's just people outlines flying into many pieces and puddles outlines.
dude, it's nuts.
Yikes.
They vaporize these guys.
Those things will do that.
Yeah. And they like, you watch it and you're like, I wouldn't react that way. Like, this guy's acting like an idiot. Like, why is he doing what he's doing? Like for real, there's like a house next to him and he's just running in a circle, like in the yard or something,
Just full-fledged panic then.
Yeah, I would assume so. But I don't even like, I don't know. Would a wood structure even protect you from something like that?
No.
Surely they can just demolish the entire thing.
Wood's not any obstruction to that kind of firepower.
Yeah, surely. Yeah, but it's
I would be hesitant to hide in a brick house.
dude, I'm surely it's got to go through so much. There's no way that there's like any standing structure. Most
I don't know if
people would have
maybe
access
I don't
to
know
it
how
that would-
powerful the thermal is. Not that
I'm just saying, like, if you see somebody go in a house like that and you're in an AC-130 with a gun the size of like a human
you
being,
just level the house.
yeah, why not just take the whole house down?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's no way that most people have access, that those guys in particular have access to a standing structure that can protect you from a bullet the size of a fist. Yeah,
No.
and the bullet explodes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So good luck.
good luck. Yeah. But that is crazy. They are just like straight up, we're going to Iraq again, but just in
Venezuela.
South America. Yeah.
Fantastic. This will end well in 20 years.
Yeah. So I'm just bringing that up, gentlemen, young guys. Am I all the way? Yeah, I am. Please do not join the army, dude. Please don't join the army. Just chill out on that. The recruiter's going to tell you something cool. He's lying to you. He's got a quota to push. Just please don't end up in the desert in South America shooting teenagers in the head. It's probably not gonna. I know guys that did that were like there.
Oh yeah, in Iraq.
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
I knew a guy who was I walk around saying this guy was like a special forces person, but I don't understand the nature of how any of that works. The documentary I watched that he was in was like this squad he's a part of is elite.
Right. Okay.
So, but I don't know. I don't know what that means really. But I do know that he was a like rapid response. He was a paramedic. He basically did what you did, but in a helicopter while there were like his job was to like land in the middle of gunfire.
Right. Those guys, the military guys that civilian paramedic companies would get
Yeah.
were like all trauma.
Yeah.
Like that's what we knew about military medics coming in, is that like all of their knowledge is trauma and bleeding and tourniquets and whatnot. Like they're the masters of that.
Yeah.
As far as the rest of it, that was like outside of their regular, because they're all dealing with young guys. So like we have all geriatric, it's like 90% of what you deal with in the States is geriatric stuff.
Yeah.
And trauma is a relatively small component.
Yeah.
And certainly it's not from shrapnel and gunfire most of the time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like car accidents.
Yeah. Well, dude,
So internal stuff as opposed to having your leg blown off.
He
Very
did with-
clear problem there.
he dealt with kids a lot. So there would be like in this documentary. Okay, so I watched this documentary forever ago. I don't even remember the name of it. If you guys care about this kind of thing, you'll have to figure. It's like Hornet's Nest or something. He's in it, and I don't remember the details. Okay, so if you care, watch the documentary. I don't remember how it is. I'm probably going to embellish the story because I'm podcasting. I want to make it sound cooler. But they, to my memory, there's U.S. forces on one side of this road.
Okay.
And there's resistance fighters on the other side of the road, and they're firing at each other. And a family,
Just
not aware of what's going on, just drives down the road through the middle of it and gets like hit with an IED or something. And so his boys load up into a helicopter, if I remember this correctly. I don't actually remember if it's a helicopter or like how they got there, but there's shooting happening.
right.
And
Active
they
fire
land
zone.
in the middle of the shooting.
Yeah.
And get out, and so you're watching this from the documentary, and they tell you like, you know, whatever, they get the family out. And I think they missed there was like there was 3 kids, one of them died instantly, like
Right.
and then I think the parents live. I don't remember the details, but the oldest son doesn't live. And you're watching this documentary from our perspective, and they're doing a good job of like, this is the reality of war.
Sure.
This sucks. These guys had to come up on this, see a dead kid.
Yeah.
But it is not, dude. Hearing him tell the story is
Way.
so much worse, dude. It's
Yeah.
so much worse. And it's worse because you hear his emotional response to seeing something that bad, which is to like joke about it.
Yeah.
And you know that under the jokes, it's just like sheer pain. And so they like land this helicopter, and I think they like, if I remember correct, again, don't remember if it's a helicopter or if it's some sort of motorized land vehicle. Don't remember. But they like wedge it in between the family and like the majority of the gunfire and like use it as a shield.
Yeah.
And so and so then it gets like disabled or something, or like there's like, it's like they're like not sure they're going to be able to actually get out.
Gotcha.
And so they get the family loaded up, and he's the first one to get out and get in there. And he just walks into the car, and there's just a kid that's just like in half, like in the car. And so they like recover his body. They get everybody out first, then they recover his remains, and then they get out and take off. And then they're just like trying. They're all the whole family's been shot. Like
Everyone's been hurt.
Everyone's been hurt. They're all in like critical condition. And so they're like saving them as they're like, that was like part of what was crazy for him, was that he was like, you're like in a helicopter, which apparently is nuts to be in a helicopter to begin with. But then you're like,
They shake like mad.
yeah. You're like trying to like pull bullets out of people in a helicopter, or like stop bleeding, whatever they're doing. I have no idea, but he's just like describing this. We were also like, most of the time we were drinking when he was telling me this. And this was like before I was saved. So I was drinking. So,
The memories are a little
yeah,
fuzzy.
the memories are a little fuzzy. Yeah. And he came home because he was in the middle of doing one of these operations, and they got blown up. And, one of his boys lost like half his body, like an arm and a leg, and like half his face. And then he got a bunch of shrapnel all in the right side of his body, so like his right leg doesn't work well anymore. And like we worked in kitchens together. He's doing labor. He doesn't now. Now he's a big shot at I guess I won't say, but he's a big shot at a company, big shot logistics guy. But he couldn't. Dude, we would be like moving beans and stuff, and I would watch his knee slide out of place. Like we'd be like walking, and I just have a clear view of his leg, and I'd just watch his like kneecap shift, and he would fall and be like, "Ugh!" like grunt and hit the ground, and then have to go home. That happened to him like 4 times
Gee.
in the like 6 months we worked together. But the place that we worked, luckily, was like very like pro veteran, and so that we're not firing him no matter what.
Right, no matter what.
Yeah.
He stays.
If he has to cook from a wheelchair, then that's just the way
Yeah,
it's got to be. Yeah.
We're going to lower cooktops.
Yeah. So please don't join the army, because you're going to end up having to like see some pretty gruesome stuff, and then at the end of the day, you're going to get blown up, and then and the like hellish stories you hear from like his wife. Like his wife told me that when he came home, the second or third night he came home, she woke up and he had her shoved all the way into the bed by her chest. It was like almost grabbing her throat, and had his gun in her face, and he was asleep.
Jeez.
And she didn't know what to do. She didn't know to like whether she should wake him up or what.
Right.
And so she just like sat there staring at him. And eventually, I guess he like laid back down or something. I don't remember but it's like constant, dude. And him trying to deal with the VA, like trying to get help, trying to get money and stuff, trying to get his benefits so he like go to school and stuff like that, dude. Pulling teeth, crazy, dude. It is not worth it. And these wars are not like
honorable wars.
Yeah, these are not wars fought.
Well, that's what the point I was going to bring up. The qualifier is this a good war?
Yeah.
A just war?
Yeah.
It's not defending well, I guess I don't know enough about it to say one way or another. To say one way or the other.
Yeah. I don't.
But the reason I would be willing to fight and go through any of that would be to defend the country.
Right. Yeah, that seems fine. I mean, listen.
And obviously it gets messy when you say, well, there's international stuff and this country's doing this thing.
You got these
and
guys.
They're a threat, because we have nuclear threats now, and so we have to go in over here. So they say.
Yeah, Trump's saying is that they're selling drugs into the country, whatever. Right. Yeah.
So what exactly is, there's a very big gray area, as I see it, as to what is protecting the country.
Yeah.
There's the very obvious part that if we have a on-ground invasion, obviously we're all fighting.
Right. Which is all, I've watched several documentaries about how that's like effectively impossible to do like a ground invasion of the U.S.
Right.
Like
which is why
every nation's like army has come out and been like, there's just no way. It's just not possible. You just can't do it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, we have ocean to ocean coverage, so it's like both. You can't come through another country without immediately coming into resistance from, like, you can't come in through Mexico, you can't come in through Canada, and you cannot do a straight land invasion of the U.S. It's not possible. You can't
you'd have to have landing crafts and whatnot.
Yeah, you just can't. Yeah, you can't land an army on Virginia Beach.
But honestly, it kind of looks like we're past that kind of war anyway.
Yeah.
That's just not the kind of war that would be fought with our technology, period. So now we're worried about drones.
Yeah. The point is, here's
maybe you can join the military if you're really good at video games, because you can fly a drone like a beast.
Yeah. But
so you're like, what's fine? I'm in the army. What's the big deal? I just fly a horde of drones.
Maybe, I don't know, because you watch the
a flock of drones.
Yeah. Have you seen the
excuse me, flock commander? Yes, sir.
I'm flock commander. Flock commander. Yeah.
Flock commander. Master flock commander.
That's a pretty gruesome job, dude. Have you seen any of the Russian war videos?
Nope.
They're not good.
Not looking them up.
Well, you can't. What's good about them is that for the most part, the drone explodes. Like you have the ones they used to do where it would drop a grenade.
Okay.
But apparently those aren't viable anymore because there's netting and protection and stuff. Now everybody's figured that out. So you can't drop grenades anymore. So you have to have these ones that fly, but also they can't. There's
like
all these
battle bots. They have like razor blades on them so they can cut through the netting and then explode.
Yeah.
Like, how do we defeat this other bot?
Yeah. Well,
he's got a flipper on his now, so I have to make mine.
You have to fly them. You can't fly them remote, so you can't have like a drone that's remote because every military now they just every unit has like a guy with a backpack on, and that backpack will just disable the drone.
Gotcha.
So you have to fly them with these what is it called? Fiber optic cables attached to them.
Really?
Yeah. So they're like RC cars now. They're not even RC cars. They're like wired. They're wired.
Okay. No kidding.
and
You have to
there's
have a
these,
wired connection.
Yeah, dude. And the pictures.
Well, that's a crazy way. Like, so technology has already made drone warfare kind of obsolete.
Yeah, pretty much instantly. Yeah. Which is crazy because that like you get this
Maybe it will be a land invasion after all.
Yeah, well, you get this arc of technology where it like technology kind of like spikes, but then technology gets so advanced it like forces itself to become analog again in order to get around it. Like you have there was this military operation or test they did where they had all these new officers come in and they were trying to do some sort of clandestine messaging thing where they're getting information to each other.
Yeah.
And they had the old guard guys and the new guard guys come in, and the old guard guys beat the new guard guys because they were delivering all the battle plans
Via carrier pigeon.
for real, like just putting them in like a dude's pocket and putting him on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And then all the other new guard guys were like trying to like hack the system, but there was no system to hack.
Okay.
And so, yes, you go, but the pictures of the battlefields, like from the Ukraine, are sad because it looks like a thick spider's web across this field of like thousands of drones flying across at each other and with these fiber optic cables. And so they just like
Just blowing each other up.
they're just flying across from one trench to the other. And then in no man's land, it's just, you can't even walk. It's just, it looks like a blanket, like a thick blanket of fiber optic cables that have been stitched because there's thousands of drones flying from trench to trench, and it's covering the woods and all this stuff. And the fiber optic doesn't go away.
Right.
It's just
That's gotta
there.
be cleaned up.
Yeah. So like in the Psalm, like in World War I,
Oh, yeah.
like you go back to where that war was fought, like you see the pictures and the depictions of what it looked like while it was being fought, and it looks like Mars. Like it
Because
just
there's
looks
so
like
many craters.
Holocaust terrain.
Yeah.
But then
Well, there was
50 years,
guys would fall into those when they would fill with rain and drown.
Yeah.
In the craters
yeah.
of the various bombs and the artillery shells that would explode.
Yeah. And so like, but 50 years later, it just looks like it just is farmland now. But 50 years from now in the Ukraine, unless somebody comes in and picks all that stuff up, it's just going to be there.
Well, I'm sure they still had to go back to the Psalm and like fill in holes and all that.
Maybe.
I'm sure they didn't just go back to giant craters. Don't just level out into nice even
true.
fields anymore.
Yeah.
Not to mention there's all the shrapnel that would have had to be picked up
Yeah.
because otherwise you're going to be hitting that with plows and whatnot, messing up your farm implements. There's unexploded
Okay.
ordnance.
So they're still clean up.
There's unexplosive ordnance. There's bodies. There's,
Yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of stuff you'd have to clean up after any war.
Yeah.
That'd be
So-
dangerous or just toxic to the environment.
Yeah. Even then, even not factoring in the,
No news there. War is hell.
yeah, war is hell. Even if you're driving, even if you're flying a drone, I bet that's like a more pervasive PTSD because you live the rest of your life knowing you were like fundamentally a coward hiding behind a screen, killing people. And you're like flying the drone, you fly it up to their chest and the drone explodes. So it's like,
What an expensive way, though.
it's super cheap. It costs like $20.
Really?
Yeah. And a little bit of explosive and a little bit of plastic for the drone. They're super cheap.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're so pop. And like, dude, the videos of like the soldiers trying to stop the drone, they get caught out. They're not in cover or whatever. They don't have the necessary equipment to stop the drone from getting to them. And they know that it's coming and they try to shoot at it and then it stopped and they just put their gun down and just stand there and just wait, or they'll kill themselves. And like, and so you spend all day, every day
Chasing down people with a
and
drone.
and right before you kill them, they shoot themselves or they just give up and you kill them anyways. It's like,
That's got to be horrible.
yeah, there's no way you get out of that scot-free.
No.
No way.
No.
And I saw an interview with like a Ukrainian drone pilot, and he was like the most wicked, twisted up little like ever. Like totally not the noble warrior of the past.
Yeah.
So please don't join the army, please. And that that will
We're
actually
about halfway through the episode.
watch me roll this into our topic perfectly, because you want to be, you're 18 years old. You want to be something. You want to be a part of something.
You want to do something important.
You want to do something
honorable.
important and honorable. And so you're going to fast track that by joining the Army and getting a gun. But the reality of the situation is that heroics, nobility, these are slow. They take time. And so you have to be patient to facilitate that. There's no get rich quick scheme in the world that works, even when it comes to making yourself an indomitable hero. And so that's crazy. That took 30 minutes.
Well, we had rolling for a little longer. This is probably about 20,
Okay.
25.
The last two episodes have ended up kind of existing as a part of a greater whole. And so we figured we would roll this all together with a third episode to kind of make it. We didn't intend it to be this way, but we'll make it a bit of a series here. And this will be the last in the series. And the main kind of thrust that I've been driving at for 2 episodes now, and will be with this one as well, is that if you're 18 to 25 or whatever, you got to chill out. Life is okay, to tell you guys this, we recorded this episode once already and the file got corrupted.
Yeah, if you wonder why there wasn't an episode last week,
Yeah.
video file got corrupted beyond repair.
Yeah.
It's happened once before with a lightning strike, and that one I repaired after like 3 hours of research and got it working.
Yeah.
This one, after that evaluation, ChatGPT was like, this is a professional grade thing. It's going to be expensive or you're going to spend a lot of time. And I was like, we'll re-record.
Yeah. So we basically what I said last episode was that if you are a young guy, you see these like 30-year-old guys, 40-year-old guys, and they've got it pushing. Like they're rocking and rolling. They make a good amount of money. They've got a family. They've got a cool truck or whatever. They've got something that you want.
Whatever mark of success you are looking at.
Yeah, they've got it, and you don't have it, and it seems impossibly far away. It doesn't seem like it's achievable, whether it's a level of skill, whether it's a material level of prosperity, whether it's having a wife and kids, whatever. It seems unattainable to you. And the analogy that I have used in the past and that I used for this episode was that when you are a young guy and you're just getting started, you're looking around at the people in your space that are ahead of you, and they've got these big, giant snowballs. And that's the kind of goal you can think of, is like you're trying to make this big, huge snowball, like bigger than you. It's this giant thing that's like money and power and family and all the things that you think of as being like good in a Protestant sort of work ethic kind of context. And you're looking
not in a greed or pride way, just accomplishments of your life. You're trying to build your life out to be accomplish what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And so you're looking at these guys, and they've got these snow boulders. I mean, these things are huge. And then you look at yourself and you've got like a melting snowflake in your hand. Like that's all you've got is like basically nothing.
Yeah.
You're this skillless fool who wastes too much time every day doing what you believe to be stupid things or whatever. And you're just going, there's just no way I can get to Snow Boulder from I don't even know how these guys did this. Look at it, whatever. And now maybe despite yourself, not to spite yourself, but despite yourself, you go, I've got to try. I have to do something. If you've got a little bit of energy, you have this sense of like, I have to try at least. And so you put this little melting snowflake on the ground on the snow, and it just takes so much effort to just sit there, so much toil and time to just push it with your fingers and roll that little ball up and roll it, that little ball of snow. And it takes a year. It takes 3 years, whatever. You're 18. It takes 3 years to get that little snowball into like the size of a pinhead. And you're looking back on the 3 years, looking at this pinhead of snow, and then you're looking at these boulders of snow, and now you feel even worse. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I still have effectively nothing. I don't even have a college degree yet, or I don't have this. I'm still sweeping floors. I'm still doing this thing. And you don't feel a sense of progress, and so you can get impatient, and that impatience can breed anxiety and fear. But then, if you don't give up, you push a little bit more, and you realize a year later, now this thing is doubled in size.
Yep.
And now it's like, the size of whatever is double the size of a pinhead. And then you do it again another year.
Two pinheads.
Two pinheads. You do it another year, and now that thing is doubled in size. And now you've got something this whatever is quadruple the size of a pinhead. And then you do it another year, and now all of a sudden you have like a nickel-sized snowball, and you're looking at it, and at that point you got a nickel-sized snowball. You're going, this thing it's getting kind of easier to make this thing bigger as the surface area increases. Every time I roll it, it picks up, order of magnitude more snow than it did the last time I rolled it.
It's still super small, but...
Yeah, but you've seen a little bit of progress.
Right. It's better than the melting snowflake. If you look back at the melting snowflake and go, this nickel's worth is at least something to work with.
Yeah, and every time I roll it, now first of all, it's just one push with one finger, and it rolls and it gets bigger. And then I roll it again and it gets even bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And as that, they call it the snowball effect, where you snowball, where things get exponentially bigger and bigger every time it rolls, until all of a sudden you started at 28, or you started at 18, you started at 20 years old, and you're 29, and you've got a bit of a snow boulder on your hands. And then you make that last push at the age of 30, and all of a sudden you're looking at the guys, hey, my boulder's pretty big.
Yeah.
And it just, for me personally, I did not, no one ever taught me, and my parents were awesome. They taught me a lot of really good stuff about morality and how to be a good person. But no one ever taught me, how building skills works. No one ever taught me that it took time to be something. I didn't know that. I told the story last time that I was, I had my parents get me guitar lessons when I was like 16, and I would go and I would never practice outside of the lesson. And I would go and he would teach me how to do how to play a song or whatever. And I for real thought that once he just said, all right, now you put your fingers here, 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 and you do this, that you would just be able to do it. I didn't realize that there was like a developed skill that took time. And so that does seem to be a bit pervasive. I don't know if in past generations that was a thing. I don't know if it was a well understood issue for the greatest generation ever, that when you start out doing something, you're going to be bad at it, and it's going to take 10 years to get good at it and get to a point where people will pay you a good amount of money to do it.
My impression is that you just started earlier in life doing things. You weren't just being entertained as a child,
right?
And coddled.
Yeah,
it's like as
so
soon
you
as
started
you
working at like 14 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
You start with the small jobs, and you get all of that. The newspaper delivery, picking strawberries in the field, whatever the case may be, sweeping the store at a general store.
Yeah.
Whatever it was small time labor, but you were building the skill of just working diligently.
Yeah.
Even figuring out how to sweep a floor efficiently.
Right.
And actually make the floor look better.
Yeah, it like builds like synapsal
something.
Connections in your brain to like, okay, this is how you build a skill. This is what you do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so.
But if all you've done is, in the current generation, if you've been brought up on doom scrolling and stuff like that, and there aren't jobs available because we want to protect children with child labor laws.
Right.
You can't hire 14-year-olds.
Right.
Which I think, I understand why they created those. So you keep small children out of chimneys and whatnot and keep them from getting lung diseases or falling from great heights. And I understand that and appreciate the sentiment behind it. But the backside of that is that now we have people becoming full-fledged adults who have never held a job before.
Right. Yeah. You've got 16.
They don't know what it's like to earn money
Yeah.
working with their hands or just moving their body around. If they earned money, maybe it was doing something online.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we're doing stuff online. Nothing against doing stuff online, but you do need real life moving around in the real world skills to be able to function in almost any job.
Yeah. Yeah. So to an extent, to speak to the modern young man, as much as I begrudge the sentiment, you probably are kind of playing a little bit behind the ball, a smidge, but I would not, as my daughter says, she says a smidge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came
Good
in.
word.
I came in late last night from streaming, and she said, okay, well, bedtime is soon, so we can only play a smidge. And I said, that's true. We can only play a smidge. But if you're anything like me, if you ever had an experience like I had, which I would imagine most of you did, or are having currently, you're going to have this sense that things are not moving. And Doug Wilson has talked about how while building his house with his son, when they were going through some of the more monotonous, tedious parts of the work, it would feel like nothing was getting done. And so sometimes Doug would just go in and put up a piece of drywall just so something changed.
Yes. So there was some visual progress made.
Yeah. And you are going to hit, especially when you're a young guy, you're going to hit these times where you're doing the electrical work, you're doing the plumbing, you're doing the whatever. I don't know anything about building houses, so it's just whatever part of building the house that you're doing where it's a tremendous amount of effort for what appears to be a very low return. That's going to happen to you a lot. When I was 25, I was in this holding pattern, and my wife would say to me all the time, and I would, we prayed about it a lot, and we just felt like God was having us wait. And I had this mentor that I've talked about over the few episodes, and I was talking to him about it, and he was, I was saying, it feels like everything I want that I've longed for since I was a teenager is right at my fingertips. I'm about to have the greatness that I've had a burning ambition to have. I'm about to have it. And it's just, it's so close, but it might as well be an infinite distance from me because it just feels like there's just nothing happening. And from 25 to 28, 29, somewhere in there, I was in that zone of 2 or 3 years where I just felt like I was just spinning my wheels, working these jobs that I hated, and not having the energy or focus to write everything I wrote. I took everything I wrote during that time down because it was all so bad. I would put up first drafts for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I would go back and read it a year later. I'd be there's just 6 run-on sentences. This is it's not only is the narrative structure of this thing whack and dumb, but it's the mechanics of the grammar are bad because I just didn't reread it. I just wrote it and threw it up. But it was I just felt compelled to do something, and it was all I had the energy to do. And it just felt like nothing changed, and I was so full of dread and anxiety, and I couldn't sleep, and everything sucked. It was so bad. But now I'm 30, and I look back on that time, and here's the thing that's really, really important, is I look back on that time. Jason and I were just talking about this. I look back on that time, and I cannot tell you specifically what happened there that built the foundation for what is happening now. But it absolutely did. And I don't lament that period of my life at all. And I have learned a tremendous lesson about chilling out, not having particularly aggressive, having outcome independence, I believe is what it's called, which means, you plan for a certain outcome, you aim at a certain outcome, but your peace as a person is not going to be compromised if that outcome does not is not what happens. And so I really, the only thing that I wish about that time is that I would have chilled out more. I would have accepted that this is okay.
Right.
And that I may not understand what's happening right now, but the Lord is doing a work in me that is beyond my own understanding. And now looking back on it, in hindsight, I can say it may forever be beyond my own understanding what was changing in me then. But I'm a radically different person from who I was then. Because, I mean, honestly, had I chilled out, I would have been able to enjoy that time so much better, because it was a much more, I got to play a lot of video games during that time. And I would have really enjoyed playing a lot of those video games a lot more had I been able to chill out. And I probably, maybe I could have made something out of them, or, done something a little bit more productive had I not been so spun up all the time. And I mean, that was really why I was so tired and so unable to work on my personal life, or on Hyper Premium and on my writing and on being creative, was because I was so exhausted by being anxious all the time and not being able to sleep. And had I just been patient and realized that life doesn't happen all at once, that, the average human lifespan is 80 years, and it's the first, 15 of those years, you're not really that, you're just a kid, and you are just playing. And then maybe the last 15 of those years, you're too inept to work anymore. Your brain is fading and you're getting old, and it's just time to chill out again. But you have 50 years to do something, and 50 years is in the grand scheme of a human experience. 50 years is a very long time.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to this mentor at 25, saying, dude, this is so funny, saying to him, like, being so pressed. I cannot tell you how pressed I was, how upset I was, and being like, dude, I'm 25. It's over.
The quarter life crisis.
I have no time left.
Yeah.
I didn't start boxing when I was 11, so I can't get like good at that to be a boxer. I didn't do anything. I just tried to sleep with girls from like the age of, like the moment I got a driver's license till I got married to my wife. Well, until I got saved. Big correction there. Until I got saved. So for the moment I got my driver's license until I got saved as an adult, I was just like, my number one goal in life is to get girls and get as zooted as possible. So like, how can I get weed? How can I get booze? How can I get girls? Like, that was it. That's all I cared about. And even after I got saved, the Lord was working on my heart, and it took time. That took time. I'd be patient there too. Yeah. That was still a priority for me, even after being saved, for like a year or so. And so I could have spent all that time building skills and like doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he is like 40, and he's like nodding, looking at me, being like,
yep. Listen to this 25-year-old spin out.
Being like, I have no time left, whatever. And he would like tell me these stories about how he was like, I
only have 50 years left.
Dude, he went to Asia. My mentor went to Asia to like be a magician or something. I don't remember what it was. It was like a hypnotist or something like that. Yeah. And he was like, he's a more serious person than I am, so he doesn't like it's there. He makes jokes, but they're just not as like. The world is not alive with absurdity and humor for him like it is with me.
Gotcha.
And so it's not like he doesn't like look back on it and think it's like funny or whatever. He sees it's this like serious thing where it's like, I don't know what I necessarily learned there, but I learned a lot.
Yeah.
But he's just like, he's telling me this story about how he blew all this time. And I'm like, oh, I blew this time playing video games or whatever. He's like, dude, I went to China and taught English and tried to be a hypnotist. And he's like, you're chilling, dude. You're all right.
Yeah. Relax.
Yeah. And so
The fact that you're spun up about it now means you're going to get out of that groove.
Right.
And actually go.
Yeah.
If you get to 25 and you're like, yep, still hunting girls and weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Full steam ahead.
Yeah. I work
This
at whatever,
is the good life. I'm going to keep doing this.
whatever restaurant allows me to get enough tips to pay my rent and keep the beer flowing.
Yeah.
And I'm good to go. Yeah. If you're 25 and that's your way, just go
If
ahead
you're
and
not uncomfortable in that lifestyle at 25, that might be your lifestyle.
yeah, you can just turn this off. Actually, I don't think you even need to
It's
listen
not
to this.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy WoW. Yeah. So
But I remember having that quarter life crisis too. Just
Yeah.
feeling like I'm not married. I only barely got my career started.
yeah.
You know, like there's other people who come straight out of college or straight out of high school and start working in one thing. They knew what they wanted to do and they were working towards it
Yeah.
consistently. And here I am dinking around at, I was at community college and they're like, well, I want to be a graphic designer. And then my girlfriend's parents didn't want me to become a graphic designer because they thought I'd be too competitive. So I'm going to become a firefighter.
Yeah.
And so then I have to go down this medical route. And then, it's like after a failed relationship and, looking back on all the time spent on community college and at these petty part-time jobs where I don't get any hours and don't really make or save any money, just barely enough to pay for the next quarter of, to me, what seemed like useless classes.
Yeah.
Just burning time is what I felt I'd done. So much time playing Skyrim. Like, what have I done?
Yeah.
I threw it all away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what have you done? And you could.
And yes, it would have been better.
Hypothetically speaking,
hypothetically
yeah.
better. If you want to build an ideal life as some sort of like Sims like God,
Yeah.
if you built your life and said, well, at 14 I'm going to get the paper out, and then at 15 I'm going to graduate to, I'm going to run the newspaper by the time I'm 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Working my way up that ladder, whatever.
You just don't know. You just don't know. And I think I told this story this last time about this guy. So I used to, I do still know him. I know this kid who is like that. Very like things. I'm on a track.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Okay.
an adult, put me on a train track, and I'm huffing and puffing,
Chucking along.
Yeah, down the track. And I told this this story in a context that was kind of removed from the episode, so I won't recontextualize it that way, but I'll use it better this time. This kid was like the president of the fraternity. I go to these classes. I've got this thing. I've got the plan. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be an engineer. I'm just working through the steps, whatever. And he had this very like, it was funny. Like before he was the president of the fraternity, he was like one of the guys, and it was all cool, and everybody liked him. And then as soon as he became like the president of the fraternity, he got all
showed
like,
his true colors.
Yeah, he got all like haughty, like looking down at us and stuff, and like lived in a room like removed from everyone else, and like barely talked to anybody.
The officers' quarters.
Yeah. And then he got this girlfriend, and this was supposed to be this is like the girl,
Like the prettiest girl.
Yeah, and she's got a lot of these boxes checked off that make it. She's like tall, blonde. She's got whatever,
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but then she's like it's like the new Corvettes or like the new Ferraris. Like it's like you look at it and it's like the color is cool and the design, I guess, is cool in the eyes of like an Asian person or whatever. And there's like elements of it that are like, yeah, this is a Ferrari. And then you sit in it and you like push a button on the dashboard, and all the plastic on the, first of all, the entire dashboard's plastic, but also it's like recycled plastic. So the whole thing goes and like creaks and stuff. I just paid $150,000 for this car, and I'm pushing on the dashboard, and it's making like snapping wood noises. Like it just like as soon as you give any amount of like real
test to it.
Yeah. Like you observe it in any way past just looking right past it.
Yeah.
It's just. So
why don't you try that again? So he got this girlfriend
So we got this. Just
who was not the trophy wife that you would expect of somebody who was
leave all
going
the
to run
Ferrari.
the world.
Leave all the Ferrari part in. That's a good analogy, though. But you cut the last part there. We're back. So the so it's just he's got this girlfriend and she's not hot and she's supposed to be hot and like, it is what it is. And so he's all haughty. He's like, big shot. I'm doing this. I'm going to an engineering thing, whatever. And he's like asking me questions like, oh, what are you doing now? And I'm like, I'm journalism. He's like, oh, journalism, huh? like that kind of stuff. You're like, dude, what are you talking? Like, what are you doing? And so years removed now, right? So I'm doing my thing. I've got my wife now. My wife's actually hot, right? My wife's like the hot version of what he had. And we show up at this wedding. They've broken up, by the way. That she's gone years now. The years have passed. We're at this wedding. My wife is hot. He shows up at this wedding, and I'm like shocked he's there. I'm like, I didn't even realize you knew the guy that's getting married.
Yeah.
And he shows up by himself.
Yeah.
And he's just like, first of all, he's basically isolated himself from all of the people that are at this wedding because they're all fraternity brothers. Okay. And so he's like, people are talking to him kind of, but in like a very like, well, he's here. We feel bad that he's just like standing there with his hands in his pocket in the corner by himself.
Yeah.
And so we'll go like, talk to him for a couple minutes. And then he got assigned to my table. And it's like, we're all talking. My fraternal big brother is across from me. His wife is across from my wife. We've got other friends. So it's like a tight knit group that like knows each other. Like we've been through the ringer together.
And then he gets stapled onto
like
it.
There. Yeah.
Oh, no.
He's there. And so we're all like talking and like catching up and, oh, who's that? Whatever. And I'm like, oh, ask Clay. He'll know. And, we're talking, everybody's talking and having a good time and laughing and catching up. And then he's just like sitting there and like occasionally like toss something in. We're like, oh yeah, it's true. It was sad. It was sad. So I was talking to him for a second. I'm like, what he's doing now. And he's just this like middling petroleum engineer. Like he's like an associate engineer or whatever at some like company. He's just engineer number 1,232,186.
Yeah.
Like he's just a guy and he doesn't make any money and he's by himself in like what I know to be this like hollowed out vinyl linoleum apartment in Houston, which is in and of itself a puddle of mud that no one should go to. And so he's just like living this like sad. I was just like, dude, I can't even be close to you. This is just sad. And I lived this, and he was Mr. On the Rails. Got it. I'm doing it. I'm pushing my snowball. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And I was Mr. Addicted to Adderall, drinking too much, dropped out of college, got kicked out of the fraternity house because I couldn't pay my rent. Had to go home, messing everything up, yada, yada, just ad nauseum, whatever. Just keep going down the list. And he's Mr. Goody. He's got it all under control. And where did we end up? 5 years, 6 years, whatever many years removed from it. When we met, I made twice, maybe 3 times as much money as he did. He had no wife. I had a hot wife and a beautiful daughter and this and that and whatever. It's just like by every metric, this kid gets blown out. And I was deeply concerned. Like when I went home, when I left college, when I dropped out and was like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I was like laying up here, actually. So where I'm sitting, there was a little twin mattress.
Oh, yeah?
It was a little twin mattress. I was laying up here all day for like 2 days, just in bed in the covers like Muqtada from It's Kind of a Funny Story, just not saying anything, just like so depressed, not knowing what to do. And that would have been a nice break had I been able to say, the Lord has a plan. It's probably not my plan, just given the odds. But the Lord loves me deeply and is all powerful. And when that plan comes to fruition, I will be able to experience a peace beyond understanding. And I could have had a nice semester off here at my house, chilling, resting. But instead I had a hellish semester where I was hiding from my friends and ashamed. And I wish the one thing I do wish is that I would have just chilled out. And to finish what I was saying about the being 25 and not feeling I have no time. I felt like I had no time when I was 25, and I turned 30 this year, and I feel like I have so much time. Like I'm like, dude, it's fine. It's fine, dude. I'm going to be working until I'm like 60, 70 years old. Got 40 more years. I've been like really like actually capable of getting things done and working for like 2 years. Look what we've done.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, dude, we're chilling. We're chilling. So I think
don't freak out.
Yeah, don't freak out. What's our time at?
Hour and 3 minutes.
Okay. So we'll
you can chop a little bit off, but
yeah.
say we bring this closer to an actual hour.
Yeah.
Like the old times.
We'll wrap it up. Sorry, these last 2 episodes have been long because this is just a highly passionate thing for me. Just because I am talking to my younger self, and I do have multiple conversations a week, basically with like at least one 20-year-old guy who's just like, I don't know. I mean, my classes are fine, but I just like, I don't really feel like, I don't know that I want to do this or whatever. I don't know that I want to be this thing or whatever. And my thing, I just listen to them
to
for a
that we
second.
say, been there.
Yeah, yeah. I listen to them for a second, and then at the end, I just go, brother, relax. You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You're 19 years old. You're working at a retail store. That's fine. You're 19 years old. You're a teenager, dude. You can I can't reveal that. That's too much. I know someone. I can say it like this. I know someone who at like 35 blew more money than most people will ever see on a stupid idea, on a dumb idea. And that person is great now.
Yeah.
Like it never even happened.
Yeah.
And it just, once it's when you're young, and there's so much toil and tedium in trying to get anything done because you're not that good at anything. It's so hard to see how at 30, 35, 40, how easy it is to like recover from massive mistakes because you can work so fast and you know so many people and there's so many people willing to do you a favor because you've done so many favors and there's so many people out there looking for the thing that you're good at. And so, the thrust of the episode, and I think the thrust of the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, giving to a community is going to pay you back big dividends.
Oh, big.
Which is not the reason you should be handing out favors just so you can go, ha ha ha, now they'll owe me.
Right.
But if you're genuine and people know that, people can sense that when you're genuine, when you offer help.
Yeah.
When you maybe give away something that you don't need anymore, passing on baby clothes that are, too small for your kid, or, getting together a group of guys and going over to somebody's house to do a project, knocking something out, lending them something, whatever. Spend time with them, talking, inviting people out for coffee, lunch, whatever. You just pour time into a community and really be a part of the community. Like that's the way God made the world to work.
Yeah.
Is that you're going to attract people who go, that's a genuine person there.
Yeah.
And they're diligent and hardworking and honest. And so if I ever need anything, I'm going to go to that person.
Yeah.
Or if I have some way to help, if I come into some money, or if I come into whatever, or whatever the case may be, you're going to get repaid in that.
Yeah.
And it's, again, I really want to emphasize, I'm not trying to say that you're just gaining worldly stuff. It's like you should be doing this with the aim to gain spiritual treasure. Do it with a pure heart and without looking to get more out of it. But I think through those spiritual endeavors, God is going to raise up support for you when you are in physical need as well. Just by nature of how God has made the world and made community and made human beings.
Yeah, so there's in Luke 16:9, this is the verse that is on my wallet. That's embroidered into my wallet. It's Luke 16:9. I tell you, use worldly wealth to gain friends for yourselves, so that when it is gone, you will be welcomed into eternal. Or this translation doesn't say they, but okay, here it is. Yeah, the KJV. And I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fail, they may receive you into everlasting habitations. So that as people that need help, people that need help, people that want help, people that need help. People put a lot of weight on money, and if you're in a position to be able to help people materially, whether it's money or not, labor, time, whatever,
food, yeah, meals,
yeah, the people become very grateful for that very quickly, and as Christ says, you use that to make friends for yourself, so that you may be welcomed by them into eternal dwellings. That's the version. I think it's the whatever the NSV is it NSV? Is that what you say? What's the ESV?
English Standard Version.
Yeah, NIV I guess is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So the here's the thing that I'll leave you with.
Well, into everlasting dwellings, is that talking about your spiritual gifts in heaven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like basically the verse is saying like,
so it's not talking about getting back material.
Right. So you're just speak to what you're saying of the spiritual.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
but on top of that, we've talked about this before, I'm sure, about God providing for you.
Right.
Like, and how does He provide for you? Generally, money doesn't fall out of the sky in your lap when you're short on rent that month.
Sometimes it does.
Yes, but usually it's
if
because...
you're me, it does kind of all the time. But yeah.
But God said, we've talked about this before, God uses physical means. Just because I need $500 doesn't make $500 appear on my dresser top.
Yeah.
Doug Wilson's father wrote a book. I don't remember the title about it, but Answered Prayer, I think is the title.
Okay.
His father wrote it, and they became extremely dependent on prayer, and they decided they were going to like really live just by prayer.
Yeah.
And they like didn't have money for like bread and eggs or whatever, so they just, prayed that they would have money for bread and eggs. And somebody'd come over a couple days prior or whatever to talk with them and seek some advice or whatever, and had wanted to give them some money as a thank you, but was embarrassed to try and like just hand it to them, or was afraid it'd be refused. So they just like left it underneath like the lamp on the table. And so while they were like cleaning and vacuuming, they found this money.
Yeah. Yeah.
That they figured out was that person from like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But it showed up. God allowed them to find it at the time when they needed it for a loaf of bread and some milk for their next meal.
Yeah.
So like He provided it right then because they were faithful to pray for it and believe that God would provide.
Yeah.
And they weren't being lazy in the meantime. This is not a, hey, sit around on the couch all day, do nothing, and then just pray, and God will
Right.
send people over your house to leave money laying around that you can find like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, a faithful Christian is a diligent worker. So,
Yes.
yeah, you can't be as faithful as they are. The fruits of that will be apparent in multiple places in your life.
Yes. If you're being faithful to what God has called you to do, then God is going to provide for you.
Yeah, I think
He's aware of your needs.
This
so
is a
just
good,
be comforted in that.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good place to kind of leave it off, and a good thing I'll leave everybody with here. This is the money thing is really big, because, excuse me, you'll have this, especially if you're compelled like Jason was to find a wife and a family, you'll be very motivated to figure out a way to provide for them. There's many reasons why you're going to want money. This is one of the great things that my dad taught me, which was to treat money not with disrespect, but with just a irreverence. And
don't cling to it and seek after and clutch after it.
No, man, money is a river. Yeah. It's got to flow in and out.
Well, you said want, and I guess I would change that to need. You need money to function in society and to buy things, right? To make transactions.
Yeah.
But wanting money, I guess I would steer away from that, just to clarify that we're not talking about the desire for wealth.
Right. And also, like, it's I don't know, maybe sometimes people that know me personally can kind of think it's funny to hear this from me, but Jason knows I like the finer things in life. I like expensive computers and big trucks and cigars and lots of beers and good food, and I like to spend money. But I don't, that money is never hoarded.
You don't stress about it.
I don't stress about it at all. I don't care. If somebody I don't care. My dad used to always say growing up, somebody would say something, somebody would say, oh, that's expensive, whatever. My dad would always hit them with, God has plenty of money. Every time, universally. And he just said it so many times that it just was driven into my head. And then one time he told me, and this is a great thing for like, just side note, like for parents, like you never know what little thing you're going to say to your kid that's going to be this like profound thing for them, that's going to like mold them in some way that you could never foresee. My dad was just telling me this story once. I don't even remember why, but it was in passing. Like we were driving somewhere in the car or something like that. And it was really not to impart some grand lesson or anything like that. He was just talking. And he told me about how when he was young, I was there. I had been born. My parents were very poor. And my dad was trying to do all kinds of stuff. But he's trying to figure out a way to make a lot of money. And they had no money, and he finally got a job, like a job. And he had to get to work, and his car broke down.
Yeah.
And so he was like borrowing my uncle's car, driving back and forth, whatever. And he took his car, he got his car to the shop, and it was going to be $2,000.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was all we had.
Yes.
It's no, we don't have $2,000 to pay for this car to get fixed. And he was super stressed out about it. And he prayed and realized that God wanted that mechanic to have $2,000. And that my dad has no idea what's going on in that guy's life.
Yeah.
This $2,000 might be superfluous, and it's just another $2,000 in the long list of things he's going to get, whatever that week, whatever. But this $2,000 might be the thing that keeps the wolves off the door for this guy. Mm-hmm. You have no idea, and it doesn't matter, because he doesn't, through prayer and faith, my dad came to the conclusion that God wanted that $2,000 to be in that guy's pocket. And so that just like somewhere in my bones, that just like flipped
That's
this.
settled.
Yeah. Where it's just like, anytime money comes and then we have to spend it on something or whatever, I just go, well, that's just where God wanted that money. Yeah. And
maybe he just wanted it away from me.
Yeah, maybe he just wanted it away from me. Maybe I was going to.
Maybe it is going to a soulless corporation.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's the point. Is that it's just like you're not. It's not supposed to be in your pocket.
Yeah, maybe it just wants you to trust a little bit more instead of going like, well, if I have this money in the bank, then I'm safe. That sensation. If my bank account's well padded, then I'm safe.
Yeah, or like my temptation with money is to go like, oh, if we get this money here and this money here, then I can get Emily a new truck, whatever, blah, and I can start buying, and we can get this thing, and I can get a speaker in my truck, and that's where I start going with money. But the patience-wise, you're going to have no money, man. You're going to have no money. You're going to have no money until you're like very close to 30, if not 30.
Yeah.
You're going to have like no money for 10 years after your like life gets started or whatever.
Yeah, that's the snowball.
Yeah. And so just chill out. All right. Money, God has plenty of money, and you are going to, and I promise you, as soon as you let go of money, that's when it's just going to be like, you're going to be like, I just have why do I have all this money? And like, as soon, it's so funny that God's like that.
Stop
like,
caring enough.
Yeah, as soon as you're like so on fire and passionate about getting this thing, but as soon as you're like, kind of like, I could take it or leave it, God's like, well, here's a bunch of it. And you're like,
oh, I told the story on the episode that failed last week. But as far as finally giving up control of something and grasping after it.
Oh, yes.
My wife didn't walk into my life. I didn't know her at all until I gave up control. I gave up desperately seeking a wife.
Yeah.
At a failed long-term relationship. And after that, a string of girls that I kind of pursued, not because I didn't have ideals that I was looking for. It was just loneliness plaguing me. So you have like the loneliness demon flailing on your back, and you're just chasing anyone who will look your way. Maybe this is her. Maybe God wants me to marry her.
Yeah.
She talked to me. She's nice to me for a little bit.
Yeah.
And even if she's like going to ignore me after that, maybe I just need to pursue her, that kind of desperation and stupidity.
Yeah.
And as soon as that God allowed that fog to kind of clear from me, and I don't remember the exact instance, but I finally was just like, God, I am going to be content being single, if that's what you want for me, for however long that is. Maybe you don't have a wife in mind for me, but I'm going to stop chasing so hard. That was kind of the conclusion I came to. And then it could not have been, I don't think it was even 3 months later before Emily and her family started attending the church where I was going.
Yeah. Yeah, the same thing happened to my wife.
Yeah.
My wife was desperate for, we were on the older side when we got married. Okay, we were on the older side for our group for devout Christians. We were 24 when we got married. My wife was pretty like, I got to get married. I don't know what I'm going to do, blah, 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 blah. She's going on these bad dates. Just dorks and not, just no second dates. Just like, I don't like this guy, whatever. And then she finally found this like one guy that was like kind of what she was looking for. And he was cool. And they hung out a couple times and like went on a walk or what, I don't know. But, but he was being like flaky, not committing to being in a relationship. And so she was like waiting on this guy for like 2 or 3 months, or months, whatever, like 6 months, and being like, what are we doing? And,
I need you to lead, make a decision.
Yeah. Are we going to date or not? And then during that, she got frustrated and like threw up her hands and was like, I'm done doing this. I'm not waiting on you, whatever. I guess I'm just done. Maybe I'll just be single forever. And then that week we met, and she said, she's like, we had our first night together, which is a date. All right. It was just a
Yeah.
long date. It was not our first night.
Yeah.
Okay. The most risque thing we did was dance together in my living room. And then I got her an Uber and she went home. We did hold hands that evening.
Ooh, first date.
First date, holding hands, baby. But she
Moving fast.
she said that she like woke up the next day. It was just like texted that guy. I was like, dude, beat it. Like you're done. You're out, bro. And,
Found my husband.
yeah. And then 2 weeks after we met, I was like, we're boyfriend girlfriend now. And she was like, okay. And then I think 2 weeks after that, I was like, how long is too long? How long do I have to wait before I ask you to marry me? And she was like, at least 6 months.
Didn't you just do that?
Yeah, basically, yeah. She's like, you have to wait at least 6 months. And then like 6 months to the day I proposed.
Yeah.
And then 6 months after that, we got married. So yeah, you have to like relinquish. Part of being patient is relinquishing control.
Yeah.
I think is the kind of the point that we're making here. Whether it's money, whether it's with relationships, whether it's, no matter what it is, part of being patient is relinquishing control, and that is even to get a little meta on you. That is even relinquishing control of your impatience. So you hear this episode, I don't want you to walk away from this episode and have this new layer of anxiety about the fact that you have anxiety from your impatience. That's not what I want you to do. All right. What I want you to do is walk away from this, take a big, deep breath, look in the mirror and say, I am okay. And the Lord loves me. And I am a cog in his great, righteous, beautiful, good machine. And if I am a squeaky cog that has problems, he will replace me he will pull me out and fix me and put me right back in at his time and leisure.
Yes. Not a moment sooner.
Not a moment sooner. So
You can't force God's hand.
yeah, you can. Good luck. Yeah. It's a good way to get zapped.
No, probably just wait longer.
Yeah, that's true. Probably just wait longer. Yeah, so guys, that's it. That's the main thrust of the episode is just to chill out. The main thrust of the last 3 episodes is to chill out, have faith, relinquish. First of all, you don't have any control. So there's no control to relinquish. You're relinquishing the rebellious desire to have control. Surrender and submit. And you will feel somebody asked me recently, I mentioned this before, but somebody asked me a few months ago, in a moment of real candor, they were kind of, they were in a bad way and they didn't have much option other than to talk to me in a sort of last ditch effort to correct their ship. And they asked me, I've never viewed myself this way, but I've wanted to be this way for a long time. But they asked me where I get such faith. That was the question. Where do you get such faith? And I didn't think about it. The answer just erupted from me. I said, desperation. For the listeners, I'm tearing up right now, but I'm tearing up because I know what that pain feels like to have no faith. And I know the intense fear and panic that comes with trying to interpret and understand the world around you at a greater level than you ought to. And I understand the anguish that comes with wanting to be in control. And I don't wish that on anyone. And what I want, if you listen to these 3 episodes, what I want you to walk away with is if you, the totality of my work, if you stay a fan of Hyper Premium, of Jason and I, and you see everything that we do, you watch Goodman's, I put this in Goodman's, I wrote it into Goodman's. If you watch the Book of Wrath, which will be like that'll be it. When that's out, I'm done. I'm leaving. You'll never hear from me again. The breadth of my work, of our work together, if you consume that, what I want you to walk away from, what I want you to understand is that the core of your life is faith, is believing that, really believing that God loves you and is completely sovereign. And if those 2 things are true, then you are okay. If those 2 things are true, then you are okay. No matter what happens, you're going to be okay. That's what I want everything I do and say and create to impart that lesson, that faith is freedom. Faith is what relieves all of your suffering. Faith is the answer to every question. Faith is the answer to every problem. It is faith. And with faith comes patience. With faith comes peace. So we'll leave you with that. Pray for faith. I have cast myself, literally thrown myself down on my hands and knees like a dog and begged for faith and mercy from God multiple times in the last few years. Pray for faith. Don't pray for money. Don't pray for a new job. Don't pray that things will get better. Pray for faith. So we love you guys. We are praying for you. We do pray for you. I pray for you often. Listen, stay patient. Stay patient. But if you don't have a girl, if you don't go to a church, please go to church. Find a woman. Marry her.
Have some babies.
Have some babies with that girl. Catechize those children. Raise them in the fear and admonition of the Lord, your God, who created you, who loves you, who wants you not to be happy, who does not want you to be in a big house with a nice car and this and that. He wants you to experience his love and his peace. Christ says that his burden is easy and his yoke is light. And that you can cast your fears and your pain on him, and he will take them for you. And you, I think, do your children, your future children, a great disservice if you do not teach them that. So please, do these things, pray ceaselessly, read the Bible, become a man of such faith that is all people can talk about at your eulogy, that everyone you know will celebrate your passing and celebrate your impact on the world as a shining example and a man of faith. Do those things. I think that is what is the only worthy endeavor in this life. We love you guys. We are out. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. That was fast.
This is more fun, this kind of podcast.